I know a lot of the brothers, they mad because I picked Canelo. You know, I wanted so badly to pick Crawford, but like I said, I gotta keep it real, man, from a boxing standpoint of view. Um, I'm just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? From a boxing point of view. Like this ain't no, I don't pick my picks based off of Homer, or you know, people say, "Oh man, you say stay on code, stay on code." I mean, I got a lot of y'all, and I'll be no different from Shokun and the rest of them niggas who do that shit. And when they got lose, they make all these excuses. It's just purely off a boxing pick. You know what I mean? Like I know y'all hard, y'all can't separate the ability to think logically than over, you know, some allegiance or whatever, right? But that's just me. And there's a lot of guys that say, you know what, I'm gonna stay neutral, I'm gonna stay out of it. I just feel like if you got a platform or you a fan of the sport, I feel like you shouldn't have it to pick. And if people get mad because you pick against them or you pick for somebody else, I can live with that. Because honestly, I'm rooting for Terence Crawford. You know, I kind of think it was similar to when I kind of watched the film for Inoue and Fulton, because in my mind, I really wanted to pick Fulton. Y'all know how I feel about Fulton, one of my favorite fighters. And regardless if he lost, it's just his mentality and his style. If he had power, he'd be the best fighter pound for pound. I mean, it wouldn't even be close, you know. But, you know, I really wanted to pick him up. I was finding every reason to pick him over Nayu Inoue, and I couldn't. Now, when I watched the film, if you didn't join the Patreon, when I watched, and they got the prediction a little bit early, I swear, man, after the Lions lost yesterday, man, we done. So I really don't have an itch to watch the NFL this year. I'm kind of like losing my itch to watch sports, and that's because I got a lot of shit going on. And it's just like, it's fake. Like, I don't know if it's the sports betting or I'm just really peeping how fake sports really is. It's really not, only organic sport that I feel like that I think that's still organic for the most part. I think it's only hockey, to be honest. As far as major team sport, I think baseball, if we being real, I think baseball is compromised as well. Okay? But I just don't have the itch to watch sports no more, bro. I'm more into watching movies and reading books and researching and shit. Like, I just don't have the itch to watch that shit. No, it's just, I guess it's like the whole Tupac syndrome where they say, oh, these niggas is fake. You know, everything is fake. It just seemed like I didn't peep game, bro. But basketball was my first love, being like boxing and football. So by basketball, fake as fuck too. But you know, looking at it, man, really schematic, like in a scheme wise, Bud has a great skill set to win the fight. When you talk about Canelo and some of the things that I did see on film, which I still may do a part 2 film breakdown, some of the things that I did see on film from Brother Canelo, yeah, our good cinnamon Brother Canelo, he's lazy. He's lazy. He's lazy. Like, really, like him and Tank are lazy. The output isn't there. I think it's just, I'm Canelo, I'm Tank, I'm going to show up because, you know, I'm going to show up because this, you know, this is who I am and they're going to favor me and all that other type of shit. They're lazy. They just like to stalk you down, don't throw punches. They like to bully you, walk you down, give you some head movement, your back touch the ropes. They like to attack. That's it. And they just like to stalk you till you get tired and you move off the spot. Lamar Roach did something different. Lamar Roach didn't allow Tank to walk him down and bully him. Lamar Roach, you know what I'm saying? He fought. He backed Tank up. He fought Tank. You know, he stood his ground versus Tank. You know, he stood his ground versus Tank. So that's what Crawford gonna have to do, stand his ground a little bit, keep the fight in the center of the ring. And Bivol did that with movement and combination punches and jabbing. He tamed Canelo. He, you know, every time Canelo would try to push him to the ropes, he had to defend. get off the ropes. He would get off the ropes, throw a bunch of combinations. You know, he found him and Plant found homes for that uppercut. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me any if he can win. It's just my whole premise of it is the weight. That's my thing. It's the weight. The weight is the big thing. Yeah, the weight is the big thing. You know, he took a year off, built his body. He looked good. We don't know if it's going to perform the right way. Right? But I just really, when I was doing the prediction video, it clicked in my head. He was like, I'm not going up there. They too big of guys for me. We could do a catchweight, do a Canelo and do a catchweight. Then when you look around, it just seemed like a money grab. And I got to keep it real. I know Crawford don't have that reputation, but we know all these fighters in boxing to do anything for $1. Kell Brook jumping up, fighting Triple G. Mikey, rather fight Lomachenko, he'd jump up and fight Errol Spence. And it wasn't like Terence Crawford didn't try to fight Sebastian Fondor and the title holders at 54. They didn't want to play ball. PBC controlled a lot up there. So really his options was really bleak because once you look around the division, you know, Virgil, he do all this wolf tickets like he's full of shit. You know, Jerron Ennis full of shit. Fondor full of shit. Jamel Charlo was firstly, he was full of shit. Errol Spence rematch wasn't there. When Dreamall took the fight, shout out to him. You know, at 60, it wasn't nothing but risk. Big don't bring no money. Lara with PBC. Him and Adama spar, you know, and we're interchanging sparring partners, but that was long ago. And, you know, he's still building his name. You know, Shiraz, you know, really wasn't much of a name in the United States. So, you know, Canelo, you're not the biggest guy. You know, and I get it. Like, really, I get it. And, you know, he got to understand there's, you know, there's minimum room for error. You know, there's minimum room for error. But the great thing about this fight for him is if he can win first 6 rounds of that fight or dominate the first 6, 4-2, 5-1, if he can convincingly do that, 7-8 becomes dangerous, but 9, 10, 11, 12, Canelo don't have that tank no more. Canelo don't have that tank. So at that point, he really could step it up and really tame Canelo. But honestly, just how he was talking about how those guys are too big and, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't doing that. And unfortunately, Canelo was willing to give Errol Spence a catchweight, but not him. You know, those was the rumors allegedly, but I just think it's like his first mindset, you know, and I don't know what changed between him saying that and then making the fight. You know, I just think the dollar signs changed. I think the opponents that was, you know, the opponents that was there, you know, there wasn't that many good opponents there to make money with that was willing to fight with. So honestly, I think I just think it felt like a money grab in the beginning, and I can't change my mind because how physically he looked. Or I just gonna stick to my first mind. It felt like a money grab, in my opinion. I think it is a money grab, and honestly, I could literally be in the minority in that one. But I can't ignore what I seen or what I was hearing. You know what I'm saying? I just can't ignore it. You know, I can't ignore it. I heard what he said. I heard what he said. So I'm just going with my boxing eye, my boxing mind, the logical way of thinking about things. That's how I'm rolling with it. Like, you don't got to keep hitting your brakes, bro. They got to make that van go no faster. Maybe if y'all honk y'all motherfucking horn. Yeah, you got this work van, sprinter van. It's nice. It's in the fucking fast lane. And then you got I don't know, a Pacifica, which look like a fucking, it's all like a hybrid van. You know, Yeah, like people don't understand the lanes, man. I mean, if you're on the freeway, we going left to right, or let's go right to left. Slow lane, because you're gonna have to exit off. I mean, you going the speed limit or a little bit lower. Middle lane is that neutral lane. You just hitting the speed limit. You going with the flow of traffic. The far lane is the passing lane. The far left lane is the passing lane, so you're passing traffic. A lot of people don't do that. So, I'm gonna just say this, man. It ain't that I'm not a channel that's pro-black, pro-white, pro-Mexican when it comes to boxing. I'm pro-boxing. My feelings and my heart go with most black fighters. That's the truth. But in this pit, I'm not sure. I'd say this too. And this would be for y'all. Y'all can take this how y'all want to take this, dude. So I heard, it's a particular fighter. Y'all all know who it should be. Who was sparring with Canelo, right? And he telling a different story to the media, because I read it different than what it was told to me. He's telling the media that, Canelo is hurting, bigger opponents. The power's real. Bud got a 60-40, 70-30 chance because of the size and the jump alone. But behind the scenes, he's singing a whole different tune. So I guess if somebody fed you and put money in your pocket to come spar with them, publicly you ain't gonna speak bad on them. And I'm gonna tell you this one thing, and I'll get off when I'm done after I say this. One thing I learned about boxing is that, if you tell the truth or speak against somebody, or then y'all cool with them, and in boxing they'll get rid of it. Start a beef. It'll start a beef. So yeah, it'll start a beef. So a lot of these boxers be lying or being kind of covert in their messages because they don't want to destroy a relationship. They want to keep a line open to a relationship. So you can't believe what trainers and a lot of fighters say, because they don't want to destroy relationships. That's just the God honest truth. They don't want to destroy relationships. So, but that's all I have to say. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.